this farm is 3.5 hectares.
Yes.
And then you said another 10 hectares. Is that the landowner, or is that the hectarage made up by the lone farmers? Or do they have another hectarage? How many do they have?
10 hectares.
Another investor.
Ay, iba din. Renta lang po kami.
Nagre-rent ka na?
No,
Together with your partner?
Extension dito sa
Okay.
farm to namin.
The farm to the 10 hectares is rented
Okay.
also by the farm owner
Okay.
and him. It's a partnership.
And then how many hectares do they get? How many hectares do the farmers he gives a loan to have altogether?
He is doing the loan in Mindanao,
Yeah, but
but
how
here,
much?
no.
But how many hectares?
In Mindanao,
Yeah.
13
yung pinapautang mo, ilang tao yan?
33.
33 people, and
Opo.
gaano kalaki yan?
And one, isang farmer, 1 hectare, depende, may 1/2, may half hectare, ganyan lang.
Okay. So it's he's financing 33 farmers.
Yeah.
Some owns half hectare, some owns 1 hectare.
Okay. But altogether you don't know.
But probably
Para
estimate
tulong tayo sa mga farmer na nag-umpisa.
more or less
So,
more mga 20 hectares.
labis pa.
More than 20 hectares.
Okay.
Plus the 10 hectares.
No. In Mindanao, he plus his
Yes,
70
yes,
So
hectares.
the
yes.
loan thing is only at his hometown.
Yeah.
Gusto mo bang matuto ng agribusiness, crops, livestock and poultry, aquaculture, at ma-inspire sa mga success stories? Agribusiness, how it works! As a YouTube channel, Agribusiness features entrepreneurs, farmers, organizations, OFWs, investors. However, beyond our usual content and official endorsements, Agribusiness does not engage in other business dealings with them. While our viewers and featured individuals and entities may choose to pursue business deals with each other on their own, we encourage them to be cautious in doing so.
Agribusiness Connect Year 3 sa August 8 na po yan sa Elements at Centuries. Ngayon po, open na po yung registration at meron pa tayong early bird discount hanggang end of May.
Where does he buy his tomato grafts from? Does he buy that from a store? Does he get that from another farmer? Where do they source
Okay,
that from?
there are seed companies.
Yeah.
They sell the seeds, and then there are nursery growers as well.
Yeah.
So they grow the seeds, the seedlings, and they're the one buying from there.
And they do the grafting.
The seedling company, the seedling growers will do the grafting.
How often do you rotate your plants for tomato?
Rotation daw, tuwing kailan
Sa pagtatanim,
sa tomato. Oo.
pag-
Paano mo rin-rotate yung tomato?
ang ginagawa natin, halimbawa sa tomato, para kasi bilang isang farmer, may karanasan na po tayo, para yung pagkalat ng mga virus mapipigilan.
Mhm.
So palagi ako, halimbawa kung mga sonalicious na mga variety, so kukupits ako. Parang yan ang technique ko sa pagtatanim ng mga high value crops. Kung halimbawa, ang palaya ko, pagkatapos ang palaya, hindi ko na siya tataniman ulit ng ampalaya, kundi talong, tomato, ganyan, or veal, yun ang itatanim ko. Para yung pagkalat ng virus ay mapipigilan. Kasi kung halimbawa ako'y nagtatanim ng tomato, pagkatapos sa tomato pa din. So kung nagkasakit ang tomato ko ngayon, nagka-virus o ano pang sakit, so sa susunod ko na tanim na tomato, mas lalo pang lumala. So yun po ang style ko.
So he does just one cropping per area. So after that cropping, he will change the crop to another family. So if you're planting tomato, then you will the families are solanaceous,
Sonalicious cucurbits, ganun.
cucurbits, something like that. So if you're planting solanaceous, you're not supposed to plant that again. So solanaceous are tomato, pepper, what else? Eggplant. Those are
Delicious.
so we have to change it to
Same lang,
cucumber or other crops. So to rotate to avoid the spread of pests and diseases and What else?
Yung ano pa, yung mga
Pests and diseases and
Viruses.
virus.
Yes.
So obviously the crop cycle for different vegetables are different, and you're trying to rotate the crops. How do you plan to maximize using your land? Like, just the planning schedule. How do you do it?
Paano ka daw hindi mawawalan kung nagpapalit ka?
Ano po, may area tayong iba.
Okay.
Hindi lang halimbawa ito, example, yung katulad na yan, nagtatanim ako ng talong ngayon. So pagkatapos sa talong, pwede ko tataniman siya ng ampalaya. Hindi naman sa kabila, example na, itong area lang maliit lang po ito. So tinataniman ko ng kamatis, pagkatapos kamatis, ampalaya. And then pagkatapos naman doon sa pwede na naman po ampalaya.
So
ganyan ang style natin.
the whole farm he divides into sections. So that in this section it's tomato, next time tomato will be here.
Has he got a business background? Like the lending money, I think, is quite a clever system that complements his business in multiple ways.
Okay.
Where did that thought come? Is that common in the Philippines, or like how did that come about?
Paano mo daw natutunan magnegosyo? Ba't ka marunong magpautang?
Ano lang, yung time na parang lumaki na ang ating business sa pagtatanim na ang gulay. Maraming mga tao na lumalapit sa atin na sabi nila, baka pwede mo kami tulungan sa pagtatanim. Willing ako sa inyo magturo. Sabi niya, wala naman po kaming baka pwede. O di, sige, tulungan. So, ang nagawa ko bilang isang farmer, kasi bilang isang farmer, may mga rules kaming sinusunod. So, yung rules natin, hindi ka qualified na maging isang farmer hero o bayaning magsasaka kung hindi mo to nagawa sa kapwa mo Pilipino.
Okay.
So, yan, hindi ko man naman pinagdamot sa kanila ang aking kaalaman. So, ibinahagi ko sa kanila na ganito magpunla, ganito magtatanim. And then yung mga needs nila, ako na din ang nag-provide. Tinulungan ko sila. Kaya nga ako yung nakapag-organize ng farmer sa aming bayan, almost nasa 618 farmers.
Wow, 600.
O ganyan, kadami sila.
Okay.
Hanggang ngayon, kilala na ang aming probinsya sa sa Cebu na vegetable basket.
Okay. He's not a farmer. I don't know. He's not a businessman.
Yeah.
It's just that people look at him because he's doing great in his farming. So people come to him, can you help us? Share your technology, how to do it right. So he said, yes, I'll help you. And then people said, but we don't have money.
Yeah.
So he lent money for them. So that's where it started. And then there's a seed company that select best farmers in the Philippines, and he was chosen as a farmer hero because of doing that.
Very good.
Yeah. And then his province from nowhere, now in Cebu. Cebu is the second largest city in the Philippines. Cebu recognizes his province as the vegetable basket of the area because of what he's doing.
And social media's helped that.
Yeah. Nakatulong yung social media.
Yes po, malaking bagay po kasi yung page natin yung District Palacio Cario, District Palacio Farmer Hero, and then yung natin YouTube channel natin yung District Palacio Cario, Amazing Farming.
Yeah.
Kasi yung lumapit sa akin at tumulong, sila ang gumagawa kasi sa akin lang nila nakita na kung halimbawa ang sa research ng na variety, ang kayang i-produce 5 to 6 kilos lang isang puno. Ay sa atin na lagpas at paabot pa 8 to 9 kilos isang puno. Yan ang ma-produce.
His YouTube channel is Jezreel Palacio Carion, his name, and they put amazing farming because because what he's doing is more than the seed company is expected. Let's say for tomato, supposedly one plant will produce
research
how many kilos?
5 to 6.
5 to 6 kilos. The research of the company, wherein he is producing how much?
8 to 9.
8 to 9 kilos.
Sa ampalaya, ganun din ang expected na 5 to 6 kilos per plant.
Yes.
And then sa atin, 8 to 12 kaya din.
Yeah, so for bitter gourd, supposedly 6 kilos to 8 kilos. For him, it's 12 kilos per plant.
Ang ating ginagawa, iniintindi ang lupa para ang ating tanim na talong magtagal na kayang aabot ng 14 to 18 months.
Okay, for the eggplant, the company did not provided a statistic, a data, but for him, he tried to prolong the life of the plant so that he can harvest more. So because he's doing a combination of synthetic and bioorganic fertilizer, he said he needs to analyze the condition of the soil so that he can maintain a good crops.
That sort of links into my question, like because he's planting year after year with different crops. Does he do anything to improve soil health, like do a cover crop or any sort of like sustainable options to put on?
Ano yung ginagamit mo kuya para maganda yung soil mo?
Marami tayong mga ginagamit. So marami naman, halimbawa yung mga Q-Meat, nagamit tayo, yung mga consort. So
Ano yan?
nagamit tayo
Bioorganic yan?
or din mga Husako.
He's using a lot of
Ang Husako ano po siya?
bioorganic.
Bacillus good bacteria.
Oh yeah.
Bacillus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yung ano natin, Garlica Plus, bio din siya, ano po siya, pang antivirus, antibacteria, antifungal. So yun po ang ginagamit natin. And then meron pa tayong Afsaiti, yung product to Samway. So yun, ginagamit din natin siya, isa siyang solar neutralizer.
So he's using a lot of inputs.
Did he make the bacillus himself, or does he buy that bacillus in?
There are a lot of companies selling those inputs.
Does he ever do any soil testing to know like what the soil wax or?
Nagsusoil testing ka ba kuya?
Yung time na nag-soil testing ako, pero yung nasubukan ko, yung natutunan kong mga technology na akin lang, ako lang mismo ang nakaka-discovery. Kahit sasabihin pa naman natin na ang yuta ay okay siya, hindi din mawala sa akin ang pag-apply ng mga organic, yung mga soil conditioner, soil neutralizer. So inuugali ko, halimbawa ako yung magpapalang vape. So kung halimbawa yung AI niya ay mga bacillus, antayin kong umulan. Kasi good bacteria, hindi siya mabuhay kung halimbawa ina-apply ko siya pag dry ang lupa. So inaantay kong makaulan bago ako mag-apply and then magtanim.
At the beginning, he did the soil testing, but because of his experiences, he knows exactly what is lacking in his soil. So he doesn't need to do that every time and then. And but because he continuously using bioorganic fertilizers and and other bacteria, so he was able to maintain the health of the soil.
Do you get impacted much by the natural disaster, the cyclones or like flooding? I mean, this is dry season now, but obviously there's a wet season. Are the natural disasters impacting you much in the past 5-10 years?
Bagyo daw kuya, na-apekto sila.
Yes po. Bilang isang farmer, random ko rin ang ang iba't ibang pagsubok sa sektor ng agrikultura. Kabilang na doon ang pagtaas ng mga bilihin o inputs na pangailangan sa ating pananim. And then kakulangan ng pundo sa gobyerno at saka yung pabago-bago ng klima at panahon. Ito po ay may malaking epekto sa aking mga pananim. So bilang isang farmer, ibahagi ko yung mga mabuting katangian sa pagpa-farming. Kasi isa na yun sa roles namin bilang isang bayaning magsasaka sa ating bansa.
Kaya
So,
i-translate ko muna because it's getting long. He said he used with the disaster already. So it's not something that it's normal for them. For farmers, it's normal to experience that. So it's not yes, it's not a big deal anymore. So another challenge is the prices of the inputs is getting higher and higher, so that's a challenge to them, and also the lack of support from the government. That's also a issue to them.
And then yung pabago-bago ng klima at panahon.
Yeah, and then the
May malaki
climate.
pong epekto. Halimbawa, yung pagsabog ng vulkan.
Yeah,
Yung
okay.
aspal niya.
Yeah,
Malaki,
so-
malaki pong pinsala sa mga pananim kasi masusunog po ang mga gamit.
So in the Philippines, there are a lot of disaster, not just the typhoon, the so much rain, so much drought, but also a lot of earthquakes, a lot of volcano. There's a volcano nearby, and when it's exploded, all their crops are dying.
But you're used to the natural disaster.
They're used to it.
I have a question for you both. So, you are very inspirational for us because you are supporting the Filipinos agriculture, the small farmers, and you know there are so many challenges in the Filipinos agriculture. And do you have any goals to achieve or personal dreams for the Filipinos agriculture? Yeah, a dream.
Kuya, ano daw ang dream mo sa Pilipinas para mag-improve yung agriculture despite na lahat ng nararanasan natin?
Bilang isang farm leader sa samahan ng San Roque Farmer Association.
By the way, he's a farmer leader here right now.
Hinihikayat ko po ang mga kasamahan ko na tayo ay patuloy na magkakaisa at may malasakit sa kapwa na handang magbahagi ng kaalaman at saka suportahan ang mga kooperatiba ng mga magsaka kasi yun po ang pamamaraan na mapaganda ang ating ani sa lupang sakahan at saka mapaunlad ang ating ani at saka makakatulong din tayo sa seguridad ng pagkain ng ating bansa. And then sabi ko pa sa kanila maaari po tayo makikilahok sa mga programang inilusad sa gobyerno and then magtutulungan para po sa magandang kinabukasan. Kasi kung maunlad na ang sektor ng agrikultura, nakakatulong din tayo sa pag-unlad ng pagkain ng ating bansa. Yun lang po.
He said because he's a farmer leader, so he always encourage the farmers to always keep united. So because that's the only way for them to grow.
Yeah.
And despite the limitations from the government, let's embrace what is given to them despite of how small it is, because that's also the way to get self-sufficient and have food security in our country. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, in terms of government hindrance or lack of government support, can you specify more on what those are? So what are they doing that's bad, like limiting them, and what support do they want from them?
The whole day is not enough to discuss all this.
Okay.
There's so
If
many.
you had to choose two types of support that you want from the government, well,
Ano daw support na gusto mo from the government? Na ibigay sa'yo.
Halimbawa, unang-una, kung pwede lang ngayon, ang bilang isang farmer, dahil naranasan namin ang mga iba't ibang patubok sa sektor ng agrikultura, una, matutukan nila ang kakulangan sa mga farmers. Halimbawa, farm to market. And then, halimbawa, ito ay ang aming mga produkto. Kung halimbawa, may marami kaming ani ngayon. So, gusto namin na gawa nila ng paraan. Kasi, kung halimbawa, ang presyo din ay nag 10 pesos to 20 pesos, sa ibang lugar ay nag 50 to 60. So, sila ang gagawa ng paraan para yung mga ani namin ay dalhin nila doon, sila ang gagawa. Kasi pag kami, halimbawa, ibang probinsya, tatawid tayo ng dagat, di ba, mahirap. So, ang hiling ko lang, kung pwede, na matulungan kami, yung lahat namin ng ani, kung halimbawa, kung sasabihin natin marami, oversupply, so sila ang gagawa ng paraan. Para kaming mga farmers sa bansa natin, hindi bumagsak. Kasi, katulad noon, dami tayong harvest nila, ang palaya, isang harvest lang, abot ng 5 to 7 tons, tatalong, parang 3 to 4 tons. So, oversupply. Ang nagawa natin ay tapon lang, kung hindi natin makaya maibigay. So, ang gusto namin kung pwede lang, kung ano man, halimbawa, kasi hindi naman sa lahat na probinsya ay oversupply. Ang ibang probinsya, kagaya sa Bicol, kulang sila sa Leyte o sa ibang mga So, gawa nila ng paraan para madala doon. And then, pangalawa,
Alfred said that first. Okay. He said that his wish is for the government to provide at least farm to market roads. As you can see, a lot of farms didn't have farm to market roads until now. And second is that when oversupply is they're experiencing oversupply, the government must come in to buy their produce and bring those produce to other regions, because let's say in Manila the prices of tomato is just 5 pesos or 10 pesos, but other provinces the prices is 50 pesos.
Okay.
The reason why it's not transported to other regions because of the limitations, because it's different islands. It's so hard to to bring the crops to other regions, and primarily the Philippines. If you're talking about the market, it's always Metro Manila. So all the farmers, all the traders will go to Metro Manila. The traders are not considering other places because it's also costly for them to bring their produce. The traders bring the produce to other regions. It's also very expensive to them, and they might not earn from it. So he said the government must step in because they're the only one who has the capability to bring the produce to other regions.
Okay.
But
Yeah, do
a question: they do the selection on the orchard, or they bring it here and then they classify the good ones, the bad ones. How
Here.
Here.
So they're just harvesting right now,
Yeah.
and then after the harvest they will classify this,
Okay, they harvest everything in the orchard and then bring it here and
and then they will classify.
That sorry, before it gets too hot,
Yeah.
I suggest we continue the Q&A
Yeah.
and the
We will just continue the Q&A while touring the.
Thanks, Sophia. Thank you, Sophia.
All right.
Yeah, we should have.
Okay. Last for my dream for the Philippines is, I stopped dreaming for so that the government will do something that is really good. For us Filipinos, it's better to do our best on our own way. That's the best way to help the country, rather than asking for the government to do something for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, let's go.
Mr. V.
Okay. His question is very technical because it's about the how to control the pest and diseases. What kind of inputs he's using. Okay.
Okay.
While
Ang ginagamit po natin halimbawa kung ang problema natin ay mga fisting insekto. So iba ang mga ginagamit natin sa halimbawa kung mga insekto, iba may mga insecticide tayong ginagamit. And then kung fungicide, kung fungus naman may mga fungicide. Pero kung mga bacteria naman, like yung tinatawag natin na Purcell wilt, wilting, at saka yung mga bacterial wilt. So iba-iba ang mga produkto natin. So sa bawat
So he's using different inputs depending on either bacteria or pests and diseases. What particular brand you're using?
Yung halimbawa yung sa whitefly, karamihan na ang ginagamit natin yung mga produkto galing Syngenta like Alika. Alika. Ang AI niya Toxal at saka Difeconazole. So yun po ang ating ginagamit, yung Perfectation para sa whitefly. Kasi bilang isang farmer, hindi lang isang insecticide ang ating ginagamit.
He rotates
Sa isang insecticide.
Yeah.
So palagi tayong nag-alternate ng mga insecticide para sa whitefly. So kung whitefly ang problema na umaatake sa ating tanim na talong, so nag-alternate tayo, hindi bumaba sa tatlong klaseng insecticide.
There are 3 insecticides he's using just to control the fly, depending on, of course, the stage of the plant and then the stage of the insect.
And then pag halimbawa ay fungus, like yung tinatawag nating leaf spot or mga early blight, late blight. So pag halimbawa ganito ang panahon, sobrang init, hindi ako gagamit ng mga tulad ng mga Amistar or mga Luna Sensation sa Bayer. So ang ginagamit natin, pwede tayo sa mga mangkusib lang na AI, mangkusib.
You're aware of those chemicals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mangkusib.
Mangkusib. So pag maulan ang panahon, ang ginagamit natin din
If it's rainy season,
yung like Amistar. Kasi ang Amistar, alam naman natin, at saka Rubato at saka Luna Sensation, may kakayahan po siya na protektahan ang buong tanim, hindi lang
Sinong nag-manufacture niyan? What
ano
company?
po, kung Amistar, Syngenta. Pero
Syngenta.
pag halimbawa Luna Sensation, Bayer Company.
Bayer. Okay.
Yung mga ganyan.
Do you use the fungicide for protecting the little crops with copper?
Yes, meron. Meron tayong ginagamit like Fungoran, yung mga cover bees.
Copper base, yes.
Okay.
Okay, any other
Thank you very
questions?
much. Thank you
How
very
do
much.
they irrigate? Is it what we're probably about to see?
Okay.
How do they irrigate?
How you irrigate paano ka daw nag-irrigate, kuya?
May solar tayo doon, tapos din pinapadaan. And then ang ginagawa natin, dinidiligan lang natin direct sa puno para makapag-survive sa matinding init ang ating tanim.
Okay, he has a solar system.
Yes.
So the water goes here at the pipe, and then he flooded the canal.
Okay.
And then from the canal, probably he will get water and pour it directly to the plant.
Yes.
So yung tanim natin ngayon, hindi masyado siyang maganda kasi pang-survive lang to sa mainit ng panahon. 5 months na tayo walang ulan. Kaya kung tingnan natin, patapos na siya. Yun ang nabutan. Pero iba ang tanim sa tag-ulan, yung normal na panahon kaysa tulad ngayon. Ang ginagawa lang natin para makapag-survive tayo at makakasurvive kasama ang mga taon sa farm, dinidiligan lang direct sa puno.
Yeah, so the plant, if you can see, it's not in good condition anymore because of the 5 months drought.
Yes.
But he keeps on taking care of it just to
Patapos na
survive
po
so
ng
that
ano
at
natin.
least they can harvest a little to maintain the expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, just also because we have so many natural disasters, I know farmers like adapt to it. But for example, in Australia, some area we know there's droughts, so we build dam to maintain the consistent water supply. Or some place, I don't know, I don't know how to avoid the volcano. We don't have that much volcano in Australia. So, what are some risk mitigation or management method like we have here, just to maintain cash flow coming in? Because if disaster happen, wipe the whole thing out, I assume there will be a few months we got no cash flow at all. Yeah.
Kuya, pag na-disaster ka, wipe out.
Yung time na bagyong Christine, back to zero.
Yes.
And then pag halimbawa yung naputok na ang vulkan, ang nasira dahon lang. So ang mapansin natin at makikita natin yung stress lang ang tanim. So nag-spray tayo ng mga Anvision, yung pang anti-stress. And then tuloy ang pagbigay ng fertilizer para may resistensya siya. And then yung pang anti-stress, yun ang ating ginagamit. Nag-apply lang tayo ng Amistar at saka Nutroplant AG para magbago uli ang dahong nasisira. Para magpatuloy magbulak, magbunga. So, yun po
There
ang
was
ating
a time
ginagamit.
that a really huge typhoon, so it's really 100% devastated.
Yeah.
But some typhoons, normally the plant is just stressed, so he has to manage it by using inputs, and the plant will survive. And
Yeah. Then what about like the droughts? Can we, build a dam? Because obviously dry season come every year.
apparently Filipinos cannot afford to build their own dams.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
even the government, it's a struggle for them to build dams. We have a lot of water, we have a lot of rains, and all the waters goes directly to the ocean. Okay, that's the sad reality.
And it'd be hard with that area, right?
Yeah, but the government doing right now, instead of building dams, which is a long term, they just provided a solar system to the communities, so that at least even for small farms, they can get water.
Yeah.
Yung solar mo ba, kuya, bigay ng gobyerno?
May sarili kaming dalawa, yung isa expand at saka dini. And then ito, bigay sa aming samahan.
Okay, so the government provided one solar system for the association so that all the members can use it. But for their own, they build 2 solars as well for their own.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You also build 2 solos. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the fastest to generate water.
Yeah.
Explain ko, kuya, ano mga ginagawa mo. Explain ka ano mga best practices mo, kuya.
Bilang isang farmer, ang practice natin, halimbawa, pag magtanim tayo ng ampalaya, katulad nito, so, alam naman natin na ngayon sobrang init, no, di ba? So, kita natin, ito, ang ating kamatis. So sa gitna, so hindi natin sinasarado.
Mm.
Pero pag sa normal nga panahon tag-ulan, ano to siya, sobrang kapal.
Yes.
Oo. So dahil mainit, parang hindi masayang, tinataniman natin sa gitna.
Okay.
So ang ano natin ba sa tag-araw, iba sa tag-ulan. So pag tag-araw, pwede tayo magtanim sabay ang kamatis at saka ampalaya. So yun.
Okay. What he's doing in his farm is that he's doing multi-cropping, two-cropping system. And normally during summer, the bitter gourd,
Cover.
he doesn't allow the plant to cover the whole thing, so that the tomatoes at the middle will receive sunlight. And but during the rainy season, then the canopy will cover everything. So it's different farming system depending on the season.
So ngayon, ano lang patapos na ang naabutan nila.
Yeah. So he said apparently what you witnessed is not the best season.
We'll have to come back.
Yeah.
I would love that. Thanks, Nathan.
And by the way, all these things happening in the farm mostly is manual labor.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the eggplant.
Tiwas mo harvest.
Okay, they're harvesting right now.
What's the ideal size for harvesting?
Kuya, ano daw yung tamang size para mag-harvest?
Ano po, may ano tayo, yung silbi, mapansin nating malaki na siya. Ayun, pwede na siya pag ganito, pwede ito ganito kalaki. Pero iba, sinabi ko kanina, di ba, pag ganito katindi ang init, hindi natin makuha yung tamang quality
size,
o tamang size. Kasi pang survive lang natin sa panahon na sobrang init. So pag ganito na, pwede na to siya ganito kalaki. O mas malaki pa din eh.
So this is a good size, only because it's summer. It's hard to make them bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, but during the rainy season, it might grow bigger.
Okay. So the grade A, like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, the grading, changing season from season. Okay, cool.
Apparently, even the quality changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agribusiness, how it works. Instruct, inspire, succeed.